Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm going to talk about The Last of Us. Neil Druckmann is out. Co-creator of the series. Co-creator? Neil Druckmann is going to exit, probably because he can see the writing on the wall. It's not very good. Season 2 was not well received by a lot of people. And he's going to move on to another video game project. That's his official excuse. I think people did not universally love this show, or especially season 2, the way he thought they would, and he can't stand it, and he's leaving. Yeah. So this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. We're going to take a look at this, talk about the situation there. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. If you want more podcasts, more members exclusive content, go out to news.clownfishtv.com. YouTube is just a part of what we do. Go out there, $5 a month, help support the channel. You get exclusive content, helps us pay some bills, because God knows YouTube doesn't care about creators anymore. We're going to talk more about that. It's very, very obvious that they just don't care about creators. They had a use for them, and now they're just wiping their ass with creators' video content and turning it into AI videos. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, speaking of wiping your ass with it. He's wiping his ass with The Last of Us. He's moving on to something else. I don't think he knows how to end The Last of Us. I mean, there supposedly was going to be a Last of Us Part 3. And the last time I heard, Druckmann wasn't going to do that anymore. He was moving on to other stuff. I don't think he's got it in him. I think especially after Part 2. Here's what I think. This is just a theory on my part. I think this guy thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. He just gives that vibe to me. I think he always thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, any room. And he thought that the plebs, the gamers, didn't appreciate the genius that was The Last of Us Part 2. So he's like, well, fine, I'll go to HBO and I'll turn it into a television show. And the HBO audience, they will see my genius. They'll understand it. They'll get it. They'll see where I'm coming from. And they hated it too. That's what I think happened. That's my personal opinion on what happened here, and that's why he's quitting now. The Hollywood Reporter has it: The Last of Us co-creator Neil Druckmann to exit HBO series. The co-showrunner is departing the hit series, which he made with Craig, is it Mazin or Mazin? After divisive season 2, at least they're admitting it's divisive. A show known for its devastating character departures now has a big one behind the scenes. The Last of Us co-showrunner Neil Druckmann is exiting the HBO hit series. The move leaves his co-creator Craig Mazin as the show's sole showrunner going into a third season. Druckmann will continue to carry a co-creator and executive producer credit on the show. Shakeup comes on the heels of a divisive second season, which surprisingly declined a bit in the ratings. Why is that surprising? See also the game. The same thing happened with the game. A lot of people bought it at launch. They played it. They're like, wow, this is hot trash. And the sales fell off a cliff. Yeah, to be fair, the season was based strongly on the second PlayStation game, The Last of Us Part 2, which likewise sold less than the first game. Then why would you adapt that one-to-one with the TV show? Here's the thing. They had a chance to fix it. They could have maybe even told the same story, but did it better. But they actually did it worse. Somehow they made it worse. Somehow the TV adaptation was worse than the game. And the game wasn't great. We went from a C- to a F+. It's like, come on. They had a chance to fix things. They could have fixed things. They could have said, hey, let's go back to the drawing board. We have a chance to adapt this for TV. Maybe the game wasn't the way to go. Maybe we should change things a little bit. You can do that when you do an adaptation. But then the few fans of The Last of Us Part 2 would complain. But again, they've already taken some liberties with it. So what does it hurt to just be like, yeah, let's just change this a little bit. Maybe rearrange Joel's golf outing. Maybe put that someplace else. Maybe, flesh out these characters a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? No, they made it worse. Druckmann said in a statement, I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO. With work completed on season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on season 3, now is the right time for me to transition my complete focus to Naughty Dog. various future projects, including writing and directing our next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, along with my responsibilities as studio head and head of creative. He's basically crawling back to video games, I think, because he's like, oh shit, I can't hack it. I can't hack it on TV. Co-creating the show has been a career highlight. It's been an honor to work alongside Craig Mazin to executive produce, direct, and write the last 2 seasons. I'm deeply thankful of the thoughtful approach and dedication to the talented cast and crew they took to adapting The Last of Us Part 1 and their continued adaptation of The Last of Us Part 2. Look forward to HBO and PlayStation Productions continuing Ellie and Abby's story next season. Isn't it going to be all Abby focused next season? I'm sure that's going to go over really well. So this is what his partner said. He said, it's been a creative dream to work with Neil and bring an adaptation of his brilliant work to life on HBO. I couldn't have asked for a more generous creative partner. As a true fan of Naughty Dog and Neil's work in video games, I'm beyond excited to play his next game. While he focuses on that, I'll continue to work with our brilliant cast and crew to deliver the show our audience has come to expect. Well, they're not expecting much at this point. I'm just saying, Last of Us ratings declined during season 2. This is on Reddit. This is also on Reddit. This is their audience on Reddit. TLOU season 2 didn't work because they compromised. Can't make anybody happy. Last of Us showrunners previously gave a joint interview about the season 2 finale in June, which included Druckmann teasing what's to come in season 3. All Abby all the time. No, we're telling you next season there's an epic nature to everything that's about to happen. Yeah. I think this is because it did not go the way he expected it to go, or it could be HBO. HBO could even be like, you know what? You're done. You're done. So here's the original report. This is from the Ankler. So I gotta give them credit. But this guy's worked for it's behind the paywall, so I don't want to lift his article. But yeah, he does cover. This is Leslie Goldberg. He covers entertainment news, and honestly, I'm finding that a lot of the new news, a lot of the actual scoops in the entertainment industry now are coming from newsletters, right? There's Puck and there's the Ankler and some other ones, but yeah, this is crazy. I would say I'm surprised, but I'm really not that surprised. Again, I think what happened was he went over to television. He thought he was going to get a warmer reception. It didn't happen. And he's going to leave. And he's going to make it out like, oh, guys, I got lots of games to make. I can't be bothered with this, Hollywood stuff. I've got to make video games. He couldn't hack it in Hollywood, I think. I mean, Last of Us, look, it's a popular show, or was a popular show. I guess it's still pretty popular, but it's clearly... I believe lost a lot of its audience. The ratings dropped off a cliff, especially after Joel. Again, shocked they didn't rearrange things to keep Joel from playing golf, to keep Pedro from playing golf. That early in the season, I kind of expected them to move that, but whatever. Now they can just have him come back, right? They can just change everything. See, this is the thing, like The Walking Dead, they loosely adapted the comics, but there were a lot of changes from the comic book to the show. And that was actually okay with the, with Robert Kirkman and company. They actually wanted, my understanding is they wanted it to be different, right? To be more accessible, I think, to a general audience. Now we could argue about some of those decisions. I didn't like what they did with Carl, but whatever. I expected them to do something like that with The Last of Us. And I think the show, because they're doing a one-to-one adaptation with the video game franchise, since the video game franchise is effectively dead at this point, I think their show is going to be dead after season 3. Just a theory. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.